Hey there, LEGO fans and Potterheads. I am the lawyer in the LEGO shed, and this is my first in a series of videos that I'll be making over the course of this year as I build my way through the magical world of LEGO Harry Potter. I've been collecting Harry Potter LEGO since I was 13 years old, back when the first movie released in 2001, and with the release of the very first movie. For this video series, I'm going to be building sets that have been part of the most recent wave of Harry Potter LEGO beginning in 2018. My plan is to go book or movie order. And so without further ado, let's get started. Starting us off is Privet Drive, set number 75968. This was released in 2020 and has 797 pieces. Obviously, I've made several kind of upgrades and adjustments to this set, which I'll go over in a second. But talking about the original set itself, this obviously is an incredible improvement from the original set that they released back in 2002. This one is much more movie accurate, as you can see here. And it actually includes not only a much more accurate build, but it includes a lot of additional figures as well. These include Petunia, who is featured for the very first time in a LEGO set and in minifig form. We also have Dudley, who is brand new for this set and exclusive as well. At least he was for a little while when this was released. He ended up coming up later on in an advent calendar. And rounding out the Dursley family, we also have Uncle Vernon. He was the only one that was in the original set way back when. But it's nice to have the full Dursley family represented here. In addition to these folks, we also have Ron, who's up here in the Ford Anglia. He's wearing his movie-accurate clothing, and we also have a nice little Harry Potter figure with those short legs that you can also see on Dudley. And we also have a brand new Dobby piece, which is really exciting for those of you that know the original Dobbies that came out with the 2002 wave for Chamber of Secrets. It was rough, really rough. In addition to these lovely folks, we also have a nice little Privet Drive sign with a nice dark owl, and then a Hedwig piece with open arms, which is really fun to see. Open wings, rather, which is really fun to see. And of course, both of them have printing, which is a huge step up from the original owls that were in the old Privet Drive set. So now that we've walked through our minifigures, let's talk through some of the other components of this build here. One thing that I really appreciated is they still kept an original play feature, which is being able to free Harry by essentially ripping out his window, which the Weasleys do when they come and rescue him. In addition to that play feature, they gave us a much more detailed interior, which we can get a good view of here. Harry's bedroom is just an incredible shift from the original. Up here we have the bed, has a nice little quilt on there. We have the bulletin board with stuff on it, as well as a photo of Lily and James. Just a really, really great job. And then coming down to this lower level here, we can see that really intense blue carpeting, a nice little homage to the tart, or the pudding that Aunt Petunia had made with the sugared violets. And then, this nice couch area, which is much more movie accurate than previous. An additional play feature there is within the chimney that the letters can come out, which is what happens in that first movie. And then this is part of the original set, but I wanted to make sure and keep it as part of my rebuild here. But if you pull the garage open on the side, you can see Harry's cupboard under the stairs, and one of my favorite little Easter eggs, which you can't really quite see, but just tucked right in here, is a brick with a sticker that has some little tin soldiers on it, which pays homage to a moment in that very first movie where Harry is playing with those soldiers while he is awaiting to learn, what's going to happen in the moments when Hagrid keeps sending all the letters to Harry. So, lots of really fun things about this set, lots to really love and enjoy. I think you can recreate around 3 to 4 different sets from the first and second movie, which I think is really fun and was a very big focus as part of this particular wave. they were much more movie accurate, and they very much leaned into this whole notion of like scene recreation, which is a lot of fun. Some of the changes that I've made, obviously, to the build. One is I extended the roof line here. I made it a little bit taller and then finished it off because the original roof just ended with studs, and I just went ahead and grabbed some 1x1 cheese slopes and put them on to really just kind of help finish the look of the house. I also heightened the build itself. One of the things that I noticed about this entire wave was they all felt a little squat, like maybe 1 or 2 bricks was missing, sometimes an entire floor, something I just didn't care for. So I made sure to kind of adjust that. Obviously, the biggest addition here is the garage, which was a big thing that I wanted to see changed and wanted to make sure was present here. And then as you can see from this side, I even managed to include a little car. I just lifted this directly from a Lego Movie 2 or a Lego Movie 1 set, as it fit nicely within the garage and reminded me a lot of Vernon Dursley's car in that very first movie when they go to the zoo. Okay, so in addition to extending the roof, making the build taller, adding the garage, I also added this little stand for the Ford Anglia so that it could kind of appear to be in flight and posable in a few different positions. So for me, that was a fun little component that I wanted to make sure was present. So this is a set that I ultimately found really fun to not only build, but then to kind of like elaborate upon as a fan throughout my time, because I'll just insert the picture here, and if I can't, I will make sure and do so in the rest of the post. But this was the Escape from Privet Drive set that I had growing up, which was set number 4728. This was released back in 2002, had 278 pieces, because back then they really favored a lot of those really tall stacked bricks in this line, not a lot of smaller pieces. Had the car with Ron as well. The only member of the Dursley family back then that they included was Vernon, a much more different version. And as I was going through doing research for this particular video, I noticed there was a lot of things that, we've just come so far on. So one of the things in particular was those sets seem to convey a lot more concepts than complete ideas. You could see that in the way that build is constructed, that it's missing a lot of the house. It's more like giving you the idea of the house as opposed to it being, this nice dollhouse approach that they have leaned into in this particular wave. You also saw old school spiders, Harry Potter's old school hair, the old books that used to fold, and you would put something inside of them, and non-printed owls. So it was very fun to kind of just be reminded of those things and where we are now and how much more detailed and intense that these things can be. Another component that it reminded me of as well, something that Lego doesn't seem to do as much anymore, but chromed pieces. There were chromed pieces on the Ford Anglia to mimic the front of the vehicle. So that is our first set in this journey. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in following along on this journey, please feel free to follow along on the account, I guess. And the plan is to just keep going forward. And as I've got new sets to explore and discuss, I'll post a new video. So thanks for watching, and have an awesome day.